Welcome back, YouTube, to CT's Racing JA YouTube channel here in Jamaica. And I'm back on the C4 Corvette doing ignition upgrade. And yeah, this is the motor. I had to take the back housing off the supercharger to have. We're gonna go and put V-band on it, so I had to take that off to get it welded. And also down there is I mocked up the crank trigger wheel. That fit pretty good. Uh, Over there, the ignition coil, which is the MSD blaster coil, I'm gonna replace with the MSD HVC2 coil, ignition coil. That one, and this is the crank trigger pickup, the mounting bracket for the pickup, and it's the power grid right here. So I mounted it to the ignition box. That's the new ignition box we're gonna be using. This is the old digital MSD Digital 6, which worked it. Digital 6 Plus worked it really good. The old distributor, which I replaced and put a MSD low profile, and it fit really good. It's a bigger diameter, and I was surprised it fit in there without moving anything around, but it's a low profile, so a little issue with the distributor hold down bolt really tight under there, so I got to get a shorter bolt. And yeah, and one of the dilemma I'm having with it, with the crank trigger, is the crank trigger wheel is 3/8 of an inch thicker, which moves the pulley wheel, because this mounts to the crank trigger wheel, moves it out of alignment with the blow belt and the alternator belt 3/8 of an inch. So I have to have the backside milled down 3/8 of an inch to bring everything back in alignment. And the problem with that is it's gonna be thinner. So I'm kind of concerned about strength, losing strength and reliability. So what I decided to do is have the backside milled 3/8 of an inch, and on the other side I'm gonna have a aluminum plate cut and the same thickness of 3/8 of an inch thick, and mount it in there and weld it, and hopefully that'll add back the strength that I'm taking off the backside of the pulley, and that should be good to go. And the other issue I'm having is the crank trigger pickup bracket is hitting the chassis, which on the C5 is really close to the balancer. And then you have your rack and pinion, so you don't have much real estate there to mount any kind of accessories, as far as like a vacuum pump or a mandrel for a vacuum pump or something like that. It's kind of tight. So in the future, we plan on relocating the rack and pinion a little bit forward. But for right now, the dilemma is the magnetic pickup is hitting on the chassis down here. When I mount it to the block, it mounts right here to the front of the block, but the pickup is hitting down there, so I'm gonna have to do some type of modification right there in the chassis, which shouldn't be a big deal. And yeah, so what the plan is to the Phytech was doing all the ignition control, but I was not able to get the ignition timing the way I wanted it, and the range of timing was like not that much. So with the MSD, with the power grid, I have a lot more control over the ignition timing, a lot more tunability, and a lot more able to control the timing at different RPMs, which I wasn't able to do with the Phytech. I was able to do it to some degree, but not as much that I would like. So decided to change everything to the power grid and let the power grid be doing all the control all the ignition function of an ignition timing, and the FiTech will be controlling mostly the fueling. So yeah, and you know, in racing, as you go faster and faster, you make more and more power. Every part of the car becomes more important, more critical. So we at the stage now where the ignition time was starting to be a kind of holding us back, and so since I made the choice to just upgrade the ignition to the power grid setup. So yeah, hopefully everything work out. The car's been running really good. At the last meet, it went at 866, which is our PB. So I'm hoping with the upgrade with the ignition and able to adjust timing at different RPMs, I'll be able to get a get a little bit more power, more better performance out of it. And yeah, let's see. So this is it. This is the C4 latest upgrade, which is for the ignition system. Thanks, family. Thanks for watching.